All right, so this is Mr. Cunningham. I know it's first day for you guys, Monday. I'm recording this on a Sunday of our time off from school, and this will be one of your first assignments. I'll be uploading this to Edpuzzle. I'll be using Edpuzzle probably a pretty good amount, just so we can watch videos and you can answer some questions and so forth. Like I said, in class we will probably do some quizzes and stuff like that, just to keep us fresh and also review some materials. The good thing is we only have one more unit left. We didn't get to our test yet on surface area, volume, and polygon, three-dimensional shapes, cross sections, and so forth. But we will be doing that soon, hopefully when we get back. But you never know. We'll take it day by day and just do our best. So I hope everything's going well for you guys. Hope you guys are not getting too much cabin fever. Just get out a little bit. Don't get around people, but get out and enjoy the outside as it starts to warm up and be warm outside. But this is my room. This is my man room. My kids usually take it over. I got a little teddy bear in here right now. But yeah, I usually take it over with toys and stuff. But this is where I watch a lot of my, video games or sports and stuff like that. So I just got different things around here. It's got a little memorabilia all over the place. I'm gonna give you guys a tour real quick. So, but this is my quote unquote man room. I got some different cool things in here. If there's anything that you really want to see more of, this is a photo I took in Scotland. It's actually a photo I took. It's a Highland cow. It's pretty neat. This is my daughter's teddy bear, and it's a nice little bed. But I have some different cool things. I'm going to show you some things just every video, just to keep it kind of interesting instead of seeing my ugly face all the time. But just keep things interesting. One thing I'm going to show you today is this is a card of mine that I have. It is a Michael Jordan gold-plated card. It's hard to really tell, but he has number 45 on there. It's a comeback one. It is a part of a series, but it's just a pretty cool card from when I was a kid that I kept. So when cards were pretty good and so forth like that. I don't really collect cards anymore, but this is something I had from my childhood. Now, except for my first block, most of you have, get set up here exactly how I want to set up here. Most of you have this. Okay, most of you have that. Now, the first example, I kind of walked you through it. I have the kind of information all you gotta do is get the answer of what you're supposed to do there. Same thing for example 3. Remember, the triangle prisms are hard just because you have basically two bases in there. You have a little base and a big base. And you gotta be careful. Remember, the 90-degree angle is what gives you the legs of the triangle that you need to find its area with. And so that's always difficult. So this one we haven't done yet. This is something you should be working on, something you should be doing. I'm just going to go over that one already, just kind of go over the answer and what that is. So I'm going to draw that up on the board here, and we'll go step by step through it. So we have a rectangular prism that is draw that as best I can here. I'll go right there. Okay, so we have 9 meters, and then we have 7 meters in depth here, so definitely not drawing the scale, and 3 meters in height. So remember, with these, we can find each part, each side. You can do like the front and the back and the sides and top down. You can do those individually, so you can do them different ways if you'd like. For example, if you want to know, if you want to do this front base, this front rectangle is 9 by 3. We know that's 27 meters squared. Well, you know there's a front one and there's a back one to that rectangular prism. So you know there is a front and back. So you could technically times that by 2. You can do the sides, 7 by 21. 7 by 3 is 21, so you'd have 2 of those. And you can also do, the one we haven't done yet is the top and bottom of this. So you could do that also. And 9 times 7 is 63. So you can do that also. You can do it that way. Remember, I don't care which way you do it, as long as you show your work and you can prove it mathematically. Okay, it's about what works best for you. But generally, we've always been using this general formula for all prisms, and it is that 2 big B plus big P times H. Remember, the big B stands for area of the base, and the big P is perimeter of the base. So that's the one we have been using. So in a rectangular prism, you got to pick which one you want. Okay, pick whatever rectangle you want to be your area of your base. You can pick whichever one you want. So if you decide to pick the very bottom, a 9x7, you can pick that. If you decide to pick a very front one or the side one here, it doesn't matter. Whichever one works, whichever one you want. Okay. Remember, we should end up with the same answer, even if yours is a different base than mine. So, for example, if I decide to go ahead and do the bottom as what it's sitting on as my base, my area of that base is a rectangle. So 9 times 7. So 2 times that area of that 9 times 7, that rectangle, is 63. Plus the perimeter of that base. Remember, the perimeter of that rectangle we found its area of. Okay? So 9 plus 9 is 18. 7 plus 7 is 14. So 18 plus 14 is 32. So the perimeter of that rectangle at the bottom is 32. And then times it by the height of that prism, which is 3 meters. So this gives us 96. This gives us 126. And we can add those together. That gives us 222 meters squared. Remember, it is meters squared because area is always squared, because we're finding out how many squares are actually on the outside of this. So square meters, that is. So we're actually finding out how many square meters are on this figure all the way around. Okay, so that's what we're doing on that one. That one is that other example that you should have done, and that is your answer. Okay, so let's erase that. Let me go find my, hold on just one second, I'll get a paper towel. Now, like I said, example 3, you should have, I have pretty much everything written down there for you. All you do is find the solution there, show your work. Now we are going to do example number 4. You should have that one done. We'll go ahead on the board and check our work. All right, so we have a triangular prism. Kind of looks like a tent. Okay, now remember the back one looks a little bit smaller than it actually should be, but it's because it's a further distance away. So then we have the vertical height here, which makes that 90-degree angle. Remember, look for that 90-degree angle. Even if it's a right angle one, let's say if they have a right angle prism, you're going to want to look for that right angle, because those two legs are what gives you the area for your triangle. But to remember, on a triangle, you have to divide it by 2 because it's half of a rectangle. That's why it's divided by 2. So when we do our triangle formula, is little b times h divided by 2 for a triangle, for any triangle. Okay, and that's because it's half of a rectangle. And also, it's base little b at times height because it has to form a 90-degree angle. Okay, and that's what you want to look for when you're trying to find the area of that triangle. You want to look for that so you can find that area. So, still doing 2 big B plus perimeter of the base times the height. Okay, so big B area of this, we're going to put, it's 8 centimeters here on our paper, 5 centimeters here. Now this one is, it's supposed to be an isosceles triangle. It obviously is not drawn that way for me, but they put it back here that this is 5 centimeters. So this is 5 centimeters. This has to be 5 centimeters. Remember, that's important to understand. It's a prism. So the bases are parallel and they're exactly the same size. So if this one back here is 5, this one up here has to be 5 also. And they also, on this problem, they put the height of the triangle back here. And that was 3 centimeters. So that one's 3 centimeters. They're parallel. They're exact same size. This one is 3 centimeters. So they have to be the exact same size. And so that one is also 3. So here are our 90-degree angle. We're going to find the area of that triangle. We have the little base and the height. So 8 times 3 divided by 2. So that 2 legs make 9 degrees. So 8 times 3 is 24. Divided by 2 is 12. So 2 times 12 plus now the perimeter. The perimeter of this base. So the perimeter of this triangle. Remember, we no longer care about the height of it because we already found the height of the triangle with the area of the triangle. And so now we are going to do 5. This is 5. This is 8. That'd be 18. And then the depth of this is also on there. It's 15 centimeters. So we have 15 centimeters here. So we have 5, 5, and 8. That's 18 times 15. Okay. So we have the perimeter. And that. Remember, the reason why we do this, the perimeter, is if you look at this as a net, instead of doing each and every one individually, what you're actually finding is when you do the perimeter, this actually unfolds. You're actually turning this into one big rectangle. And so it makes it a little bit less work for you. But once again, if you want to individually do them, go right ahead. As long as you get the correct answer and show your math, you're going to get the right answer. So 18 times 5, 18 times 15, it's 40, 98, and 1. So it'd be what, 270? Is that correct? Yep. So 49, 0, 8, and 1. So 270. So 224 plus 270, put those together, and that gives us 294 centimeters squared, all right, for the surface area there. So that's what we have there, and I'm going to put some more questions on the Edpuzzle at the end of this video, and we are going to answer those, and you're going to turn those in for today's lesson on Monday, March 16th. So you're gonna do those and do a couple questions like that just for review, and to make sure we're keeping up on that because the surface area is one of the harder ones that we've been doing. Okay, I would like to do one more problem and do a pyramid, and just so make sure we also review a pyramid. Now remember, a pyramid is a 3-dimensional shape that has triangles for sides, but it only has one base. So, if we have a pyramid, and generally we'll have either a rectangle or a square pyramid. Generally, the state has usually done square pyramids or rectangle prisms. So we have a square one, and we have a rectangular pyramid. So let's say this is 10 inches by 8 inches. And this is 8 inches by 8 inches. And then remember, we need the slant height on these because we're doing surface areas. So let's say that is 12 inches. So 12 inches for both these. So remember, there's only one base, so there's no need for the 2 big B. But once again, you can do this individually if you want. So big B plus perimeter of the base times the height, but divided by 2. And the reason why we divide it by 2 is because the sides are triangles. Okay, so 10 by 8 is 80 for the base here. Perimeter is 20, that'd be 36 times height. Oh, sorry, slant height, not height. Slant height there. Times 12 divided by 2. And so we'll work that here in a second. So you guys can go ahead and finish that off on your own. And then we have 64 for the area of the base here, plus perimeter of the base times length by 2. So perimeter 8 is 32 times 12 divided by 2. And so we get our two answers, one for this one for that one, and we should be good. And so once again, keep safe. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. Make sure you're getting your stuff done. Stay safe, have some fun while you're at it. But stay away from people, especially older people, as they have definitely have some issues with what's going on. So I will talk to you guys later, and leave a comment. Anything you'd like to see or anything you're curious about that I showed you. Just to kind of keep things fresh and keep things fun. Nothing too heavy as far as math is concerned. We'll answer some questions on Edpuzzle along with what we've been doing. And like I said, we will probably do quizzes. We might do an Edge Elastic questions. Remember, you're going to learn as much as you want to learn. So you really put forth effort and try to learn what we're doing and do well at. So that effort is going to come from you more than anything. So this is Mr. Cunningham going to answer questions, stuff like that, and help you out as best as possible. But you're going to have to do a lot of stuff on your own, and I understand that's going to be difficult. All right, but you can definitely get these answers. Okay, talk to you later, guys. Bye.